Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 27 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 5 Emperor AI that are each on their own separate team, and I'm playing as the Orc Warlord, Crognash the Brutal. In our last episode, we successfully eliminated another of our opponents, in this case the Shadow Elf Dreadnought Crador Eulora. We'll just jump into the Shadow Realm, which is where Crador's empire was mostly located. And you can see here that we've taken control of Sagan, which was the former throne city of Crador. We're in the process of absorbing it into our empire. And really now we've just got 2 opponents left. We've got Anorak, the Tigran Sorcerer, and then we've also got an unknown opponent that we actually haven't encountered yet. And in the case of Anorak, we actually took Anorak's throne city here, which was the city of Lemur. We successfully gained control of it, and now we're basically just trying to hunt down Anorak himself so that we can eliminate him from the game as well, and will leave us essentially with just this one unknown opponent left. Now, before I dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those comes from Casper Eklund. Casper pointed out a couple of things here, and I'm just going to touch on a few of the things that he said. So first of all, Casper mentioned that when it came to so there's a number of heart structures here. You can see there's a couple of Heart of the Glades here. There's actually 3 of them all right in the same little area. Casper pointed out that what he would have done personally is cleared them out via manual battles. And there was a reason for that, because a number of these structures had mind control units, units that can use mind control abilities, and that actually ended up, I used this stack here in auto combat to clear these out, and I think I ended up losing a Phalanx unit, and had I done them manually I probably could have avoided that. Again, the reason I sort of did that, I was trying to not let the episode get dragged down too much in what are debatably sort of pointless battles away from the front lines of combat. And at this point, my units are quite powerful, so I was trying to strike a bit of a balance between not getting bogged down in all the battles, but also still keeping a good pace and making it enjoyable for you guys. So I totally agree with Casper, though. I think had I done them manually, I probably could have ended up with better outcomes than I did via auto combat. Fortunately, it all kind of worked out for me, so not a huge problem, but again, still a great point from Casper. Casper also mentioned that it's awesome as I can now that I've got those cleared out, I can start sending my builder up there, and I'm trying to remember exactly where the builder is. So I had successfully built a number of roads in here, and I think the builder, yes, here he is. So I'm going to be sending the builder up there to start working on incorporating these heart structures into our empire so that we can get the casting point advantage primarily. But Casper cautioned me in that by the time the builder is getting into that area, the event here that we're waiting on, which is Rise of the Dire Penguins, is probably going to happen, and that effectively is going to mean that my builder may end up getting killed as he's just a lone unit by himself, and there's going to be all of these penguin units rampaging across the map. And on that note, Casper pointed out, and this is something that I completely blundered last episode, but as this event is on its way, we're going to be seeing it within 2 turns here. I've kind of got a number of cities here that are really not well guarded, and in particular, and most alarmingly, my throne city is actually completely absent of guard right now. And these units are going to be attacking a number of my cities, and one of the armies is going to be led by the hero himself, the Archdruid hero, who spawns in at level 15 and is extremely powerful. So I need to be very careful, particularly with my throne city, because Crognash, my leader, is currently kind of on the front lines of battle. You can see him right here. So Crognash is actually just taken part in the battle to get control of Crador's throne, and I'm going to be continuing to use him on the front lines of battle, and that means that if he's in any kind of vulnerable position, and I were to somehow lose my throne city due to the rampaging penguins and potentially this Archdruid, I could actually lose the game. So I need to be very, very careful and make sure I, in the next 2 turns here, reinforce at the very minimum my throne city. But I should also start reinforcing all of my cities here, even the ones that are maybe less important to me. I don't want to lose them if I can avoid it. So Casper pointed out that I probably shouldn't have sent units away from the cities in the last episode. And again, I did that because I kind of had sort of almost completely forgotten about this event, even though I think I had mentioned it at the beginning of last episode. I sort of just didn't register in my head that my cities were going to come under attack. So again, you need to be careful not to get sort of single-minded on just attack or just defense. You need to kind of always be considering multiple things that are happening, which, at least for me, can be a real challenge. So a great learning opportunity there. And thankfully, we still have 2 turns, so we're not completely screwed yet. We can kind of recover and still get some units to guard up our most important cities. But a big thank you to Casper for pointing that out, because obviously that could be absolutely devastating, especially if were we to lose our throne city. The next set of comments comes from John Chernin. Now, John actually had a recommendation for something I could try in a future playthrough. So John suggested trying out a Frostling Sorcerer build. And that would actually be a really cool combination because, as John points out, the Frostling Ice Queen unit, which is a tier 3 support unit, gets the benefit of Inflict Stun, which is pretty cool. And again, any race that has the tier 3 unit being a support unit, whether that's Shadow Elves or Frostlings, gets actually a fairly substantial benefit from playing as a sorcerer. And so that's a great suggestion from John. The only reason that I'm a little hesitant to do it in my next playthrough is because I just wrapped up, prior to my Orc Warlord playthrough, as some of you may have watched, I wrapped up a Shadow Elf Sorcerer playthrough. So I think what I'm going to do is take John's suggestion and keep it kind of in the back of my head for maybe two series from now or in the future, because that is one that actually does sound quite appealing. So big thank you to John for that suggestion. John also pointed out that in my next playthrough series, I could try something like a 1 versus 3 versus 3 game where I'm up against 6 different opponents that are on 2 sets of teams. So there's 3 on one team, 3 on the other, and then I'm on my own team. Because John pointed out that the free-for-all might actually be a little bit too easy for me. And so I agree with him. I think that's a great idea. I'm going to, in my next playthrough series, try out a 1 versus 3 versus 3. So, again, big thank you to Casper and big thank you to John for the excellent comments. We're going to dive into the episode now. So, as I said, we are not finished our turn here, and we've still got 2 turns till Rise of Dire Penguins befalls us. So in the meantime, we're going to see if we can at least try to reinforce some of our cities. So let's kind of just take stock of what we got here. So we have these units here guarding the city of Nundioth. I think we're good there with at least 2 units. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, we've only got 1 unit here, a little Shadow Demon larvae here guarding that city. So we're going to need more in this particular city. I think what we'll do is we'll make ourselves a Shadow Elf Storm Priest. Now, if I remember correctly, this city actually has... Yes, it has Magic Academy, which makes our support units better, which is all the more reason for us to make a Storm Priest to help guard the city. And moving down here to Bleg. Bleg, I'm not as concerned about. If that gets taken, not as big of a problem. We're currently massing an army to repel what's attacking Umboku here, which is a number of Shadow Demons. So not too worried about that. We jump down here, we're going to need units in Parab, that's for sure. We really don't have much here currently. So let's do a mounted archer and get at least a unit up on the wall there. That's going to be useful. We want to have some ranged units to help defend the cities. Same goes here for the city of Srock. I think we'll do another mounted archer there. So I'm going to really prioritize just unit production to have a little bit of extra protection for some of these cities. Same thing here. We're going to do another mounted archer in Lyrian to at least give it some defense. Unfortunately, we don't have a wall in Lyrian, which is going to pose a bit of an issue for us. Our Archon Revenant dwelling, I'm just going to really hope that they don't get attacked. Alternatively, just looking around to see if there's any... We could send this Wraith King, turn him around, and actually send him back there within 2 turns, which I think might actually be a really good idea. The city here of Toldran is well defended, as we do have ourselves a Manticore Rider. So what we're going to do in Toldran, however, is we're going to produce another Manticore Rider. We can send that one maybe to one of our other cities to help defend it. In Hrim, we're in the process here of producing a Manticore Rider who is going to stay in the city and guard it. Now, over to Carbonok, we actually don't really have much in the way of defense. So let's at least get a Phalanx going, with Pillar of the Stylites benefiting the unit there. We can turn this guy around as well, this Phalanx, to at least help us out a little bit in addition. We had some other units kind of moving around. We could also send this unit back to help Carbonok, but I think I might actually send it over here to help with Bittercress. Now, yeah, same story here in Lilac. We really don't have much in the way of defense. I think we're just going to have to make another Spearman and kind of hope for the best there. We do have this stack in the vicinity, which we could probably use. We're kind of low on gold here, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful. Yeah, we're going to group these units up and just guard our city right here. And let's just take a look at the rest of our underground cities. So we did manage to get control of this Archon Revenant dwelling in the process of absorbing it. Now, over here to the city of Pock. Suppose we could just do a real cheap untouchable there just to add one more unit to it. Try and reinforce it that much more. We're about to probably take this city here, the outpost of Karas, which is a Tigran outpost. We've got, as you can see here, Heninia and a stack that she's kind of been building up via Convert. So we're going to take that. We don't have to worry about it at the moment. Now into the Shadow Realm, obviously we've got good protection around our newly acquired Shadow Elf city. Now our Draconian city, on the other hand, does not have any defense, but we're in the process of producing a Monster Hunter. Now over here, again, we've got this little stack in the vicinity of Onura, which is currently being absorbed. And then, unfortunately, the city here, the Goblin village of Urgum, does not have anybody defending it. So we're going to produce a untouchable at the very least to try and have something in the way of some protection. Now, our cities that do not have walls, we will hopefully be able to kite the units, assuming that it's just a bunch of penguins. They shouldn't have a ton of mobility, so at the very least, that would give us a bit of flexibility there in regards to sort of dragging out the besiege kind of thing that's going to befall our cities, and we might be able to keep control of them. I'm just looking around and making sure the rest of our units here have all moved in the Shadow Realm. So this stack has not. And we're not powerful enough to take this on as we currently stand. However, we have other units amassing here to help us out. So might as well grab the extra population there. And let's see, are there any structures that we could clear out without a ton of trouble? Well, it might not be worth trying, because if we were to lose, in particular, our Phalanx, that would be quite devastating. So I think we're just going to hang out right there. Now, this unit is ready to come and join the battle here to assist the rest of our units. And we can actually try and repel this Shadow Demon incursion here right now. And I think we'll do that. So we're going to send our units down here. Let's move one of our archers there. We can get this unit involved. There we go. All right, so now let's engage this battle with these Shadow Demons. Very likely victory. Let's just do it in auto combat. Yeah, so we did lose an Untouchable and a Phalanx, but overall we got through the battle relatively unscathed there. Quite happy with that outcome. So now we're going to assemble ourselves a stack to perhaps go and charge through the Shadow Gate there and maybe see if we can deal with some of the unpleasantness that's been coming through there. Maybe we can find the spawner. Let's just take a quick look into the Shadow Realm and see if we actually know maybe where it is. Whoops. Didn't want to zoom out quite that much. I'm guessing, oh, it's right here. So we already know where it is, so we can make a straight shot for it, essentially. And I think, well, I do want to keep some units here, but this city doesn't have a wall, so I think I'm going to gamble on the fact that I should be able to defend it without too much trouble. Okay, Carbonok is now a metropolis. You can see the radius of the domain radius expanded a little bit further, and we now have control of this dungeon, which is fantastic. That might actually even give us, were we to produce the Great Beast Lair. Unfortunately, I think we're still going to be a little bit short of producing Manticore Riders in one shot. However, I'm very happy to have the Pillar of the Stylites so I can keep pumping out my Phalanx units there. Okay, so that's enough kind of playing defense for a little while. We're going to have to get ready for it, but in the meantime, let's kind of make sure we've moved all our units here. I think we've done most of that, so let's actually pick our research now. And, boy, we're going to have to kind of think about this a little bit. In terms of, oh, and it'd be real nice if we had 600, we could get Warfare in a single turn. That being said, we could probably get a little bit of extra knowledge income from something that we raid and get this in a single turn. So I'm going to try it and hope that we can encounter some structures that'll give us a little bit of knowledge in the next turn so that it ends up only taking a single turn. Now this city, I think it's going to be well defended, so we're just going to do merchandise here. Over to Bittercrest, same story. Moldan, recently acquired Dwarven city, we're going to just do merchandise as well. Over to Umboku, same story here, merchandise once again. Over to Bleg. Again, I'm kind of content to sacrifice Bleg if necessary. Avernos, sort of the same story. Nundioth we want to really hang on to, so we're going to make sure we keep that one in good shape. Now, as for this stack, we can go do some fighting. Now, what I would ideally like to do is clear out that spawning structure here. However, ooh, that's a little scary, and I suspect if I get closer, we're going to see it's more than just... Oh, no, okay, it is just those two. Well, let's see what our odds are. It's telling us probable victory. If I do this one in auto combat, we'll probably lose a few units, but... Oh, and we actually didn't. Wow, that's fantastic. Orb of Eternal Cold. I'm just going to sell that for some extra gold income. That'll actually allow me to produce another unit or two. Like, let's go up to Nundioth here. And, for example, let's produce... let's think about it. We'll do an Arcane Archer. Yeah, there we go. We still got 46, so we could actually produce a unit in another city if we're really needing one. Let's see, are there any other of our cities that have walls that could use some extra production here? I'm just going to jump around a little bit. Yeah, we're already producing. In most of our cities, we're already in pretty good shape, so... Yeah, Bleg, I suppose we could get another unit going. I don't really think it's going to be of tremendous value for us. Alright, well that's good. I mean... And we have a Builder's Hall going in this city, which unfortunately doesn't have anybody defending it at the moment, so that could be a bit of an issue. Alright, let's see. We'll just kind of finish moving our units around here. Confirming our movement. We can actually send this unit back to help guard Parab, which we're going to do. There we go. It's going to be good. Alright, so that takes care of our turn. I think we're just going to end it right there. Okay. So, obviously we're going to need to reinforce the Throne City a little bit more as well. We may even want to, and maybe I should have actually sent this Manticore Rider down to help out with the Throne City, but... So our next item on the chopping block here is going to be to try and deal with our Tigran Sorcerer opponent. We're going to try and hunt down the leader, Anorak himself, and hopefully eliminate him before he's really able to get much going on. Let's do this one manually and see if I can manage to win this battle. I would ideally not like... I don't want this Bone Dragon to go down, as they are pretty solid units with good mobility. I would like to hang on to them if possible. I'm going to let them come in one more time here. I'll take a ranged attack there, no worries. Alright, so I'm going to send the dragon in to try and get rid of the reanimator here. Alright, we should be in good shape now. Spearman can just go in defense. I suspect our Bone Dragon's going to take a bit of a pounding, but he'll be just fine. Yeah, he's okay. And our Spearman did some work. And park them there. And try and help out our dragon a little bit. There we go. We can get the finish here with our dragon. Alright, fantastic. Didn't lose our units. And even got a level up for both of them. Ooh, and we're actually under attack here. We can do this one in auto combat as well. Yeah, no real worries there. We are taking, or being attacked here by an independent army, so let's do this one manually, as this is actually going to be a fairly challenging battle. These must be the remnant forces of Crador, who we killed off. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use our Forge Priest to beef up our Phalanx, who is going to have to kind of be our main unit for this battle. And then we'll kind of just get ourselves ready. So we're going to step up our Phalanx right there. And now we're just going to start bombarding with some ranged attacks here. The fire weakness of these Shadow Elf Exterminators is going to come in handy here, that's for sure. Oh, and I completely forgot about this Bombard. I should have moved him up the previous turn. Alright, so we lost one larva. Try not to lose the... I think what we'll do... I'm just trying to decide what kind of does the most damage here. Yeah, we'll do this. There we go, and then we can get the finish. I don't want to lose any more units if I can avoid it, so... do some damage there, and then move in and get the kill, hopefully. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. So we lost one larva, but not the end of the world. Okay, lots of things have happened here. We've gotten better at governing Tigrans. So our Sun Guards and Saber-Tooth Chariots gain 7 health, or Settlers are 25% cheaper. I'm probably not going to be making any Settlers in any of the Tigran cities, so we'll just beef our Tigran units up, even though we're probably not going to use most... we're probably not going to use either of those units in any large quantity. Now, we have gotten better here at governing Shadow Elves, so let's see what we've got. Exterminators now have Athletics, or your leader and all of your Shadow Elf heroes gain +5 casting points. Now, I don't have any Shadow Elf heroes, but my leader will gain. Let's see if that actually affects it. Yes, so I did get 5 extra casting points there, so... I think that's worth it, because I'm not really using any Shadow Elf Exterminators, so... That's the Tier 2 Cavalry unit. We did have an item arrive for True Gruck there. And we had something else arrive, some chest gear for Hininia. Fantastic. Alright, well, since we're underground, let's just double check if anything else crazy has happened, aside from just a bunch of production. Okay, well, let's go see if we can take this city... without too much issue, hopefully. So, we'll do this one in auto combat. And then we'll initiate a battle right here as well. Once again, auto combat. Fantastic. Okay, so now we can use Hininia to clear out some of these structures here, I think is going to be kind of the game plan. So we'll just use her stack as best we can to start clearing things out. And we'll do auto combat. Some extra gold, always nice. Now let's figure out what to do. We're going to just absorb it as we want more Tigran cities. We don't want to make the Tigrans angry or anything. And so now we'll just head Hininia over this way. Now as for this stack... probably a good idea to leave somebody behind to guard the city, but... again, we do have the Dire Penguin inbound, so we may not want to actually run too far away. So actually, maybe we'll just hang out for a turn here. See what happens. Now, as for Urkan, we can clear out this other structure over here. Now, I have to be careful. I don't want my Big Beetle to die. And I guess we'll bring everybody so that we get the benefit of the shrine here. Alright, let's just hope that our unit doesn't get killed off. Yeah, alright, we're in good shape. That was a little risky because that succubus had mind control with seduction. However, I wasn't worried about it because Urkan has Blood Brothers, meaning that all these units have mind control immunity, so not too scary. Ooh, and we did get a level up with Hininia, which I should apply before I move on here. Let's just beef her up a little more. She's already quite powerful, but doesn't hurt to just have her be a little bit tougher. Let's jump back to Urkan here. Now, the question is, do I want to maybe guard my newly acquired Archon Revenant Dwelling, or do I want to just continue progressing? And I mean, honestly, as much as I do enjoy these Revenant Dwellings, the Archon ones in particular for this playthrough, I don't really think it's of tremendous benefit for me to try and guard it up really aggressively right now, because it's not going to benefit me tremendously, because it's going to take a number of turns to develop it and get anything out of it. So I think instead I'm just going to send Urkan up this way. Oh, and we could follow this road, but might be really nice to clear out the Sphinx Temple here. Okay, let's see if we can just do this one in auto combat and not lose anybody. Yeah, fantastic. Now that's going to give us an emerald band of ruggedness, but most importantly, we're getting a ton of knowledge. And that's what I was banking on, so let's take that. And that finished up the research we were waiting on. So Blight Protection. We're already pretty good for Blight Protection here, so I think what we'll do is we'll just sell this ring off. And re-equip our Entangling Vine staff there. And then we can head over this way, and we can clear out that structure next turn. So that's fantastic, as now we've got the extra casting points. We don't really need to worry about the inefficiency issue that I was kind of lamenting before. And with True Gruck here, we're going to move over, grab the evil points, because why not? And get rid of all these pesky scoundrels and the structure that was responsible for spawning them. I'm going to take this reward purely for the Draconian Hatchling. And this unit, this item I don't really need. It just gives Cure Disease. We're going to sell that off. Now let's check out, where is this? Oh, okay, so this actually goes to the Shadow Realm. This Shadow Gate. So let's send our little hatchling on through. Oh, there he is. You know what? He can go join up with this little stack if he wants to, which I think maybe we'll do. Meanwhile, this stack, a little hesitant to try and clear this out just because of that fire elemental. But you know what? I think we'll be okay. Yeah, no real problem there. We do have to be careful as our units are starting to take a little more damage. But I think we're just fine. And then with this stack, I do want to head up to this city and try and reclaim it from the units that took it, which I believe were some Shadow Demons. So maybe we'll start heading up that way. Okay. A little bit more in the Shadow Realm we can do here. So our Draconian city is now being defended a little bit better. We can also make ourselves a mounted archer. That's pretty nice. Now with this stack, what were we doing? We were heading back this way to try to help out with this spawning structure down there, which I think we're going to continue trying to do. So let's go that way and see if we can make it down there to help out. Yeah. And then with this stack, we're just going to have to kind of wait. Jump up to the city here. So now let's decide where we want to go with Crognash. Ideally, what I'd like to do is find a Shadow Gate that lets us go back to the surface, in order to allow us to basically kind of get back into the fight and maybe find our final remaining opponent, which would be ideal. We're making ourselves a little stack there to go and sort of help out with clearing out some of these structures. Move down here. Let's do this one in auto combat. Alright, good. Nobody died. Alright, let's keep moving this way. You know, it'd be great to grab control of this watchtower and get some of that extra vision range. You can see here that we want to go and try and take this city. You can see this city used to belong to our Shadow Elf Dreadnought opponent. You can see he had a Shadow Elf Rogue hero as well as a Juggernaut guarding the city. A couple of Umbral Weaver Charioteers. So the city's quite well guarded. We're going to have to be kind of careful as we advance on it there. So I think what we'll do is we'll just tell that unit to chill out for now. Meanwhile, with Crognash, I would like to go down this way. I just don't want this to be a dead end. So I'm going to actually send one of my units over and try to... I was hoping I could get a little bit of scouting done, perhaps. Let's gamble it. Okay, so there at least is a way to keep moving. I didn't want this to be a dead end, and then I have to turn Crognash around. So we'll try and clear out the Hollow Grove with Crognash, and then keep on moving that way. The goal, again, being to pop up into the surface world somewhere over here, and then hopefully we can encounter the final remaining opponent, as that would be ideal. And you know what? We can actually go and encounter... This is a Draconian city, it would appear. Yeah, we'll sign a peace treaty with them. And they can let me know when they're ready to talk if they end up wanting to talk. Okay. Now, over here, this is where we've got an opportunity to try and do some damage here to maybe eliminate another of our opponents. So you can see here we've got another city. The leader is not in sight, but we can at least get down there and start putting work in. At least to start clearing this city out and whittling down his forces and what he's got left for domain. And again, he's going to try and relocate his throne in a couple of turns to one of his remaining cities. So we're going to have to just start kind of one by one going through them anyway. So might as well start now. Down over here. I think we'll send this unit up to at least help guard the city. Meanwhile, this little guy can hop on through to the Shadow Realm. He can start moving in to perhaps join up with this stack. And I think I'm actually going to bring this stack back down this way. There we go. Okay, let's go back to the surface real quick. This unit we're going to bring back to guard Carbonok. And our throne city we want to defend with probably a mounted archer. You know what, in Toldran, it would be ideal. Might actually want to send another of our magical riders down to help out. Yeah, okay, so most of our cities are at least kind of defended now, which is great. We've at least got, you know, 2 or 3 units there to kind of help out, which is makes a big difference for me. It would be nice to clear out this crystal tree. We'd build us an enchanted armory, which our armored units get +2 defense and +1 resistance. Now, are our pikemen considered armored? I can't remember. Yes, they are, so that would be pretty cool. I could build some really nice tier 3 pikemen out of this city, having the upgrade from that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm quite powerful enough to go and take on 3 node serpents, however. Let's see what kind of odds does it give me if I try it in auto combat here. It's telling me closely matched. That's kind of what I was worried about. I could probably do it manually, but we're gonna leave that for now. I'll think about that one after. Again, might not be worth the risk to try that battle, and I could also bring, I suppose, these units in to help out, but I want to keep the city defended a little bit for the impending March of the Penguins. Alright, let's jump around here and kind of go to all of our units. So Dominus has moved. Yeah, we're guarding up our cities really well, or at least trying to. Yeah, Nundioth's pretty well defended. Tell that unit to chill out. Same here. We want this unit guarding our city. Yeah, same story there. Just jumping around, making sure everything looks good. Alright, so yeah, we still have Trugruk here, who can still put in some work. I don't really think it'd be worth sending Trugruk into the Shadow Realm, so I think we'll just keep on moving up this way. Do that one in auto combat, just take care of that. Excellent. So that's Trugruk's movement. Barry's already done her thing. This stack, we're going to just keep kind of there, I think. Now this little guy, we have to decide what to do with this army. And I originally was going to just keep sending them this way, but... And I think I might do that. Maybe we'll even send this one up just to help guard the city for now. And then we can grab this. Keep on trucking up this way. Let's engage this battle. Should be relatively straightforward. Ooh, and we actually lost a unit there. That's kind of a shame. Well, that's the risk I take with doing auto combat. And we'll go this way here. Same story, we're just going to do this one in auto combat as well. Did get a Dread Monkey, I guess we'll take him along for the ride. Sure, why not? Now, as for some of these battles, this one's probably a little bit scary, so I might avoid that one for now. Let's see, what are we up against for Draconians here? I think we can probably handle this. Ooh, and we did lose our mounted archer. So, yeah, you definitely take a risk when you do the auto combat, but in the interest of time, I think it's probably a good choice for me. Serious Shield of Austerity. That's a pretty solid reward, along with this Fell Horse. I'm going to take that reward as I'm pretty darn sure that some of my heroes don't have a shield anywhere near that good. Yeah, like we could replace Dominus' shield, although it is giving him... I think that's actually giving him 100% frost protection. Let's see if our other heroes... Like, okay, here we go. The Buckler of the King's Guard is actually not terrible. Might keep that. Yeah, and this is really solid. Quameth's Absorber of Potential Grief. That's a good one for Haninia. We can definitely replace the Rusty Disc of Defense, however, for Urkan. True Grux is really good. Static Shield. That's a big upgrade. So we'll keep that one. Might have to sell off one of these items. I think we'll do Sugna's Repair Tools. We'll sell that off. That's going to give us a open slot to send that shield to him. And I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go back to where we have that item. And we'll send this off to Urkan. As for the Fell Horse, I think we'll just send that to True Gruk and then we can sell it. Let's see what else we've got going on. So we've got lots of units have been built, obviously. Let's keep jumping around here, making sure we've kind of taken care of everybody. And I think we more or less have. So let's actually do our research now. And we've got 554 ready to go. So we could just do a couple of things here, complete them outright. Like Steadfast Ward, yeah, let's do it. Fantastic. And we could do Gift of Necron as well. In one shot. Might as well. We got 54 left. We could do Relentless Army. That would increase the turn limit here, because currently it would take us 3 turns with our income, but thanks to that 54, we could do this in 2 turns. Yeah, we might as well. Let's do that. Okay. So now we'll jump around and do our production. In a lot of cities, I think we're just going to do merchandise. This city does have a wall, so we may actually want to do another unit to help protect it. Urgum here, I think we don't have a wall, so we'll be alright. We'll just do merchandise. Carbonok, we definitely want to keep producing units. I think we'll make a mounted archer just to have a ranged unit there to help out. Over to Lyrian. Could be nice to have another unit, so we'll do another mounted archer. Actually, maybe... You know what? We'll do a monster hunter. Yeah, there we go. Bittercrest now. I think we're okay, so we'll just do merchandise. Over to Toldran. We'll just continue making magical riders because we can in a single shot. Lilac now. I think we'll just make another spearman. Although, you know what? Probably don't even need to do that because the city doesn't have a wall, so we should be able to just kite whatever comes at us. Over to Srock now. Could go for another mounted archer maybe, or a monster hunter. I think we'll just do another mounted archer. Harab is pretty well defended. We've got some decent units there. Could use another ranged unit, so maybe we'll do a Blight Doctor. Moldan, I think we're good there, so we'll just do merchandise. Mboku's in good shape. We can also do merchandise there. Bleg. Got that single unit, but there's no wall, so I'm not that concerned. Avernos, sort of same story. Belfime. Yeah, we might want to do another ranged unit just to make the city a little bit more defensible. I think we'll just do another Storm Priest. Nundioth's, I think, in pretty good shape now. We've got two ranged units and a big, beefy Warbreed to help guard it, so I would say we're probably okay. Lilac, again, we already talked about this. We'll just do merchandise. Now, this stack, my big question was, do I want to even try clearing this out? Probably not worth the risk at the moment, so I might just kind of camp out in the city's domain here for a turn or two until things kind of calm down a little bit. Now with this stack, I would actually kind of like to clear out this watchtower. Just to get a little bit more vision. There we go. That makes a big difference, actually. Now, where does this shadow gate go? Okay, so this one pops out right below the city that we've taken. Now, if we look at that, let's jump back to it. That would put us right here. So if we wanted with Crognash to kind of come back and be sort of in the area where we can start pushing into this unexplored region, that's actually not a bad idea. Rather than sort of gambling and hoping that we find something over here, which we may not end up finding. So that's actually a good option. Maybe we take advantage of that if we possibly can. With this stack here, I don't know if I want to get too far away from my cities. I think I'll just keep moving. I want to do a little bit of kind of scouting with them, sort of, I guess. Now, as for this unit, we could try and come back to help guard Ancini Res, but we will have one unit, so I think we'll be fine. That unit will be ready next turn. So let's go try and join this unit here. There we go. As for our builder, again, he's going to be very vulnerable, but we're going to just send him up and hope he doesn't get killed. And that's going to do it for our turn, so we're going to end it there. We're going to just have to hope that we don't get attacked too heavily by these penguins. Oh, and look at this. Looks like he's lost. So either the other... And we met Firik. So Firik may have actually killed him. Anorak has lost. So obviously, somehow he was killed. It's entirely possible that Firik killed him. Let's see. Firik is a Frostling Theocrat. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to have some shrines to deal with. Those are going to be unpleasant, to say the least. Okay, domain invasion. So yeah, these are probably the... Oh, okay, we're under attack. We'll do this one in auto combat here. Yeah, no real worries there. Alright, so now we're going to have to deal with all this. Let's see, we've got an alliance proposal from Navila. Yeah, we'll accept that. You can become a vassal, absolutely. Domain invasion at Lilac. Oh yeah, here he is. Boy, yeah, there's that shrine right on cue. We're going to bring this unit down to try and help out. So, obviously, he is to the west over here. So, we're just going to have to... Ooh, and we got a join offer from Amursis. So, this wants to actually... They want to actually join us. I'm a tad hesitant to do that because the city is actually well defended right now. Or the dwelling, I should say. And by the time I'm able to develop it to get anything, I don't know if it's really worth it. I'm happy to have them as a vassal still and get the income from that. So, I'll have to think about that. Now, we got an upgrade for Trugruk here in terms of the headgear department. So we can get rid of that straw hat. Another item has arrived here for Aninia. So she's now got a prototype rifle. We had another domain invasion here. Not really seeing where it came from. May have come from the Shadow Realm. Who knows? Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so I don't know where that exactly is coming from. But as soon as that Builder's Hall is done, I'm going to start producing units here to try and protect my city a little bit. Alright, well, we only have one opponent left now, so yeah. Okay, he was slain by Firik of Clan Eldur. So yeah, Firik did kill him. That's quite interesting. So Firik's probably reasonably powerful at this point, I would guess. We're going to have to be kind of careful as we investigate further west here. And yeah, we're going to bring this unit down. We're going to have to kind of reinforce our cities a little bit. Thankfully, we've already kind of been doing that because of the penguins that are going to be attacking us any minute now. And there's Firik. Okay, we've got some decisions to make now. So, let's jump to the Shadow Realm. First of all, let's see if there is anything worthwhile over here that we can get a little bit of an eye on. Well, nothing that's going to be of any real help to me at the moment. So I could gamble and try and go over there. But I think what I'm going to do is go for the sure thing that I know is going to get me back to the surface, and that's right there. And on the way out, we can actually clear out some of these structures as well. So we'll do that. Now, we have ourselves stacks here that can really put some work in. So let's do that. Move down like this. We can initiate this battle. Do it in auto combat. Take out that trebuchet. And then we should be able to kind of get in position to siege this city. Try and reclaim it for, or acclaim it for us, because I guess we haven't had control yet. And it is quite well defended, and we've got kind of a mixed bag of units here, but I think we'll be able to do it. So next turn we'll be able to siege that city. And alright, so here we go. We've got this little guy. I need to decide exactly where I'm going with this stack, and again, I think I'm heading up that way, so go straight like that. You know what? This little guy could even head down and guard the city. It's actually not a bad use for him. I was originally going to add him into this stack, but I think being a city guard might be a little better for him at the moment. Alright, so that more or less takes care of the Shadow Realm. We've still got this stack moving on down to help try and clear this out. So again, that's pretty unpleasant at the moment. And, ooh boy, okay, well, we got another unit here that spawns, so we're going to have to deal with that. I'm not going to worry about it at the moment, though. Let's jump back up. And let's see here. We can use these units. And here we go. We've got our Cadaver. The Cadaver could go do some exploring, I suppose. With Dominus, we can move in and try and reclaim the city here, so let's do that. Do this one just in auto combat. Shouldn't be too involved. There we go. And then with our Cadaver, we can go and do some scouting. So why don't we go explore along the road here. Here we go. Then we can come on down with our Shadow Demon Bombards here. And we can engage this battle. Take out these two units, because why not? Fantastic. And you know what? We can even clear out this watchtower just to expand our vision range slightly more. Excellent, okay. Now, maybe one of our bombards can guard the city here. I may have to do some of these battles manually to try and get control of some of these units. Actually, speaking of that, I can go after this hero and try and get control with Dominus, using Dominate, which would be ideal. So that's what we're going to do. And you know what? Since this city is on the front line, I'm actually going to guard it with 2 units. The city awaits its fate. We're going to just absorb it, as we've been doing with all the Tigran cities here. Dominus got a level up. So he is already very, very powerful, as you can see. I think we'll just do that along with... We'll just give him some extra hit points. So yeah, Dominus is an absolute beast right now. We have a quest available here from this dwelling. Let's see what it is. Yeah, I'm not particularly interested. We don't have anybody really in the area who I want to have move in that direction, so... Yeah, we could try and clear out this Castle of the Lich King, and where it's actually saying we're closely matched. However, if I do this one manually, I can probably win without a ton of issue. So let's do it. We haven't done a manual battle in a while, as I've been kind of overpowered in most of these situations, so it didn't make sense. But in this one, we've actually got a fairly difficult battle here, so we'll try and take it on. Now, we can throw Bestow Iron Heart, perhaps, on our Air Elemental. And then we can kind of just move on up. Again, we need to remember that all of our units have Resurgence, thanks to Divine Justicars. back up our Mystics, and we'll move our Grunts up like that. There we go. Let's see what happens. We tried to invoke Death. Thankfully, it failed. Oh, and that one did not fail, so... Thankfully, it was just our Grunt. Okay, we're resisting it across the board, which is excellent. That invoke Death can be really nasty, obviously. Alright, let's light up this unit right here. So we do have to be very careful. We don't want Trugruck really getting into it with any of these units, because they could really do some fairly nasty damage to him. Let's light up this Deathbringer. Fantastic. Need to remember, too, that these units can come back. Send the Big Beetle up and throw him in defense mode. Now our Air Elemental here, we need to do some work with. So I think what we'll do is we'll take our Frost Elemental. We'll suffer the attack of opportunity, but we eliminated one of the Dread Reapers, which are big, nasty, and in need of killing. And then I think we'll kill off the Banshee here as well. Oh, they're going after Trugruck. That's the thing we're really scared of. We can't lose Trugruck. Oh, and of course our unit is panicked, which is really not good for us. So definitely a bit of a tactical challenge here for me. Should have probably had Trugruck get out of there a little bit better than I did. Alright, so yeah, we're going to come down and just try and... There we go. Now, the question is, what do I do with Trugruck? Do I try to get out of there, which I could do, or do I start getting the kills? Or do I drop a self-heal, which might even be the better option? Our Frost Elemental is unable to make it in there in time to be of any real assistance here. We're going to be losing our Big Beetle for sure, as he's going to panic and run away in his panic. Frost Elemental can come on in. So yeah, losing Trugruck would be absolutely devastating, so maybe we even run away with him. We could head all the way over here, and that would put us kind of out of the way. Let's do that. Turn around, and we'll drop a self-heal. There we go. Now, of course, these units are coming back, but yeah, I'm less worried about it now. Okay, yeah, we're in good shape now. Just had to make sure Trugruck wasn't going to be killed off there, as that would have, as I said, been absolutely horrendous. Okay, so now our Frost Elemental can step up and give that Dread Reaper a little bit punishment. Same for our Air Elemental here. Almost dead. And then we should be able to Spirit Blast it. Spirit Ray, I should say, into Oblivion. Excellent. Alright, let's throw on our our Dire Panther and do that. And then we can use Trugruck here to do some extra damage and get the kill. Fantastic. So thanks to Divine Justicars, we got all our units back. Cleared out the structure. Oh boy, and we got some really interesting items here. Great Life Stealing as a spell. And then we're also getting Staff of the Ice Queen, which is a mythical weapon item. Freezing Touch and Ice Nova, along with Horn of the Banshee. We're going to take that reward, and we're going to keep Horn of the Banshee with Trugruck. Now, we do have the War Axe of Fanggear, which gives wall crushing and +4 melee strength. Freezing Touch and Ice Nova isn't bad either. Let me jump around to my other heroes and just see what their melee items are. We're going to keep Animator Staff with Dominus for sure. Crognash really doesn't have... His weapon isn't really anything special. Although he already does have Freezing Touch from this Numbing Hand of Winter's Hex. Let's see here. Haninia's already got an extremely good weapon. Very, very powerful. Urkan's is extremely good as well. Especially because he gets lifesteal from this and lifesteal from his spider. Meaning he has greater lifesteal. So I think we'll send this to Crognash. Okay, so and then with this stack, we're just going to keep on moving this way. Meanwhile, our little fairy's going to come up and guard our dwelling. Urkan, on the other hand, is over here, so we're going to move Urkan over. Clear out this structure with auto combat. And we got a Locket of Lost Love that provides strong will. You know, that's not a terrible item for any hero that needs the... I think we're going to take it. Now, obviously, not really beneficial for Urkan. However, if we jump around, I don't know... We do have 100% Spirit Protection with Trugruk. Dominus actually has 20% Spirit Weakness. So we're going to send that to Dominus, I think. Because he currently doesn't have anything giving him... Oh, that's right. We have this helmet that was going to be there for him to give him Strong Will. So we're already addressing that. 100% here with Crognash. Hininia, 20%. So we could send it to Hininia and maybe get rid of this Blessed Totem of Health. Which, I mean, the extra hit points and regeneration is nice, but with all of her healing, that's not really all that useful for her. So I think we'll send this to Hininia. Although, we could give Hininia the Strong Will upgrade as she levels up, but I think we'll just send that off to her. And now we got ourselves a Lesser Air Elemental as well, which is great. Got a Forbidden Sanctum that we've already explored. Yeah, I think we're just going to keep on moving this way here, basically. Just kind of trying to figure out what the best path is for Urkan. I don't think going down that way is going to be as beneficial for us. However, we can grab this and then keep on moving. So there we go. Fantastic. Now, we did get a level up with Trugruk, which is excellent for him. I think we'll just give him some fairly standard upgrades here, maybe some extra defense. We'll just go full defense for that upgrade. Alright, very nice. So we're in good shape here, and now we've just got that one opponent left, who I suspect is unfortunately going to be quite powerful. Just jumping around in the Shadow Realm, making sure we're taking stock of what's going on here. And we've got... Okay, so yeah, this unit we're moving in to try and join up with that stack, so we can almost make it to the city, but probably not worth because the city's going to get attacked. So we're going to move over like this and then join up with my Manticore Riders there. Here you can see the penguins. These dire penguins are starting to appear on the map. And our builder here can continue to move on up this way. I think what we'll do is we'll throw down a... Yeah, unfortunately we can't... We were not going to be able to do one that can encompass both, sadly. So we'll do one like this. And then we can do another one that maybe encompasses both of these. Another option would have been to build a city here, but with the builder we can just do the little forts and we'll be alright. Now, in terms of production, I guess I can start kind of doing that as well. Since we're kind of on the topic here. Again, this city does have walls, but I think we're fine with what we've got there. Now, to our Draconian city in the Shadow Realm here. Now, we do have the capacity to make an enchanted armory here, which would actually be really nice as, again, a lot of these units are armored. Now, our mounted archers are not, but if we have any phalanx units coming out of here, if we were to grab the gladiator pit upgrade, they are armored, so that would actually be kind of helpful. But I would like to have this city just a little bit better defended, so we're going to make another mounted archer. I think we're good here, so we'll do merchandise. Over to Hrim. You can see Hrim is now decently defended. We got a couple of units there on our throne. Maybe we'll make one more here just to have surety that our throne is protected. Carbonac is now very, very well defended, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Lyrian, I think, is pretty solid as well, so I'm not too concerned there. Let's just do merchandise for now. Over to Bittercrest. We do have some roaming units, so it might be nice to just produce maybe one more Spearman. Toldran, we can just continue doing what we've been doing, which is Manticore Riders all day. And we can even send one off to try and go and help out. Yeah, we've got this one coming down to help the Throne City. I think we're okay with those for now there. And Cinia Res, we've got this Wraith King, who I'm going to just keep there for a turn or two until I know it's safe. We will continue making Wraith Kings as they are exceptional units. Alright, that takes most of our income there, our gold. So, yeah, I think that's going to be good there. Let's do merchandise. Over to Srock, same story, merchandise again. Harab now, I think, is very, very well defended. Merchandise here. Although we do have these penguins coming at us. I think we can just kite them a bit. Although, again, it might be nice to actually produce a unit here. Let's go down to our throne. I don't think we actually need another unit. If we've got 2 Manticore Riders, I think we're fine. And that should give us a little bit of income now to produce something in this Dwarven City. We'll have to just be a prospector for now, but... Over to Mboku. Again, we're in good shape there. In this stack, we need to figure out what we want to do with them. Get them involved and probably... Again, trying to clear this out, I think, is going to be our immediate mission. So, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I've been kind of hemming and hawing on that, so... Let's do it. We're going to lose some for sure. Yeah, there goes Phalanx and the Umbral Weaver Charioteer both died. Quiver of Lightning, really solid shield item, but I think we're going to sell it because we get a lot of gold for that, so we can produce some extra units. And we can group up like this. Meanwhile, I think maybe we'll just do another Untouchable here. Actually, no, we don't need another Untouchable necessarily. Well, you know what? Let's do it anyway. I was going to say we don't have a wall there, so that I can use my cheese strategy if necessary, but it's not going to hurt. We'll make another one. Merchandise there in Blag. Avernos. Looks like it's fine. Belfime. Okay, let's see if we've got anything around these cities that's threatening us. Doesn't really look like it, but I may want to actually build up some units to go and take this out, so maybe we'll just keep making... We'll make another Charioteer. And in Nundioth, I think we're in good shape, so we'll just do merchandise again and rake in that massive gold income. Down to Hrim. I think we're fine. I'm okay with how well defended it is. This little guy can continue to do some exploring over here. Now, there is an underground cave entrance here. We could go and check that out if he hasn't decayed by next turn. Let's see. He's got 8. Yeah, he's unfortunately going to decay. Alright, so yeah, now with these 2 units, we're going to have to collectively try and clear out these roaming units here. Now with Hininia here, we're going to start just clearing everything out. Excellent. We do have Befriend Animal from this. I guess we'll take that reward just to have Befriend Animal. We can sell off the shield here for sure. Now we want to have Befriend Animal. Just looking here, so we have Slingshot. Befriend Animal might actually be good with... Well, I think all of our heroes actually have some way to recruit more. We'll just send it to Trugruk because he's got more inventory space, even though it's going to take a number of turns to get there. And let's go down and clear out this structure here. Clear this one out. Excellent. Big boost to our knowledge income there. Ooh, and we've actually got a little pile of golden mana we can try and grab. And we've got a dragon dwelling, which is not happy with us. Fantastic. There we go. That's a big boost to our gold pile there, so we can clear out these bandits. Scoundrels, I should say. And yeah, we're going to tell this stack to just chill out. This city looks like it's reasonably well defended, so I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. Does look like there's another city up there, so let's head up there with this stack. Okay, and they're at war with us, so might be able to use violence to take that city over. I think with this stack, I'm going to try and come over and accomplish this mission here for this human city. Might as well do it. Let's just get right in there. Do it in auto combat. We did lose our Dread Monkey. Alright, perfect. So we ended the terror at the mine. We'll take that reward. There's a human cavalry that we'll add to the stack. And we're now at peace. So let me know when you're ready to talk, and we can make them a vassal, potentially. Alright, and this is a perfect place to leave the episode, right at the end of our turn. So, a lot accomplished there. I mean, and we didn't even do all of it. Anorak was killed off by our final remaining opponent, which is Feeric of Clan Eldur, which is our Frostling Theocrat. So, we've encountered the last of our opponents. We know who he is. We have a rough idea of where he is, as he's starting to attack me in right here. So he's probably, again, come from the west. So we're just going to have to continue pushing west. You can see here that he does have Shrines of Smiting, so he's going to be a real pain in the butt to deal with. And his shrines have those Smiting Prayer Bolts. Ooh, this is going to be a rough... This is going to be a rough final couple episodes, I think, as we try to clean him up. But the good thing is, again, now we have just him left, and we know more or less where he is. So we can really start trying to bring the hammer down on him with all of our units. So as I said, we're going to leave it here. We're going to save the game. We're going to call this one episode 27. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.